Read it again.
I want y'all to look at my neck. I got a fat neck. You see that, Roseanne?
I do. Look at mine, it's all
Right.
wrinkled.
If y'all see another Monique and that neck ain't fat,
Are you saying that you think they take people out and clone them and put a robot in their place?
well, this is what I'm saying. I don't know what they doing. I don't know what they doing. What I know is our eyes, it's like you almost saying, are my eyes deceiving me? Am I saying what I think I'm saying? So I don't know what they're doing. I'm just telling y'all, if you see me and my neck ain't fat.
Well, do you think they're nefarious? Like, do you think that it could be they're aliens that's out here to just drink our blood and leave our corpse laying there, taking our livers and shit? Do you think they're
I'm not playing with you. Again, I don't know what they doing. But if you ever FaceTime me and my neck ain't fat, I'm the your ass to come get me. You come get me.
You
Listen,
will.
I was doing a show in New York, right? It was the first time I've shared this story public. I was doing a show one night in New York, and this guy had on sunglasses in the front row. And I said, listen, I'm not going to keep coming back over here seeing you with these sunglasses. There's no sun in here, and you being disrespectful. I need to be able to see you, right? So he laughing, and I walk to the other side of the stage. I come back. I said, you think I'm playing? If you don't take them damn glasses off, Roseanne, he lifted up his glasses, and everything was black.
Oh, he didn't have any eyes?
Did you hear what I said?
What?
He lifted up his glasses, and everything was black. The energy I got from him was, do you want to comment? I look back at him, and the energy I gave him was, I'ma mind my business and walk my ass back down to the other side of the stage because I want to keep my fat neck. I'm not questioning shit. Keep your glasses on. I bought him a drink too because I didn't want it to go no further. I didn't want him to be offended.
Oh, that's scary.
So, we don't know what.
I thought you meant he just had like black holes there with no eyes.
No. There was just complete black. Like it wasn't, it was as if take my eyeball, just make my eyeball all black.
Yeah. No whites in the eye. Just demonic, you mean?
A flash flood, of course, is rapid, but this was exceptionally fast and it swept people away. And the 3 people who died said that it just caught them completely off guard.
Now, I'm not saying that we've never been to space, and I'm not saying that we've never been to the moon, but I've got a question that I hope you could answer. Why is it that when we look into space, we only see the same stars? I mean, every night, no matter what night, it could be Christmas, it could be your birthday, but anytime we look into space, we see the same stars. Now you see, the problem is this. They tell us that we're spinning through the air at 1,000,000 miles per hour. We should be traveling past different planets, different stars, different constellations. Even the moon is in the same place. Every day, every month, every year. The same thing. So maybe I don't understand science, or maybe I'm just a critical thinker. But when I say something don't make sense, I mean something don't make sense.
When there are no ceilings, the sky's the limit. Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now.
These people are sick.
Did you know Enlil, also known as Yahweh in biblical text, is an Anunnaki alien who masqueraded as God in the Garden of Eden? Enlil was a formidable warrior commander of the Anunnaki and was bestowed dominion and ownership over the earth and its newly modified human inhabitants. These Anunnaki were false gods and did not create us from scratch, but genetically altered our ancient cousins who were already here on the planet. With newfound authority, Enlil forged a sanctuary called the Garden of Eden, and he was known as the Lord Satan of the garden according to the Sumerian text. This encampment was an outdoor laboratory where these new genetically modified humans could grow and multiply, sheltered from the outside hominids and Neanderthals who lived outside Eden, distant kin to humanity. This sanctuary, a sprawling outdoor laboratory, was vigilantly guarded by armed angelic Anunnaki, tasked to allow neither entry nor exit, and would kill on sight if seen.
Oh my days. Oh my days. So Putin has just forgiven 23 billion. I'm not talk about no million, you know. I'm not talk about no $1,110 bill. But talk about 23 billion. And you know what's so funny? They are writing off $20 billion that is historically owned by Africa. Now listen carefully. How can Africa owe anybody when everybody owes Africa? Stop being silly now. Take off your racist hat for once. Because I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, Putin's only doing this so when he gets his claws in Africa, he's good. No, listen, that's what you did. That's what you guys did. You guys went to Africa. Shaman and Naya. You guys went to Africa and stole everything. You know you did. Where do you think you got your trainers from, bruv? Where do you think you got those trousers from, mate? So now Putin has decided to give them rice and forgive them 23 billion. You know where you met? Listen, I know some man that owed me £20. I'm not letting them man off. You know when you let off 23 billion, because you know that you don't rightfully deserve to ask for that type of money from Africa. So when they say they stand with Putin and you lot getting all angry, don't get angry, bruv. You could have done the same thing Putin's doing. Putin's the bad guy. Or in Africa, he's coming like the hero.
Doja Cat just came out with a new music video, and it is one of the darkest things I've ever seen. In this music video, she completely transforms herself into a demonic creature, as well as cozying up next to the Grim Reaper in symbolic occult outfits. She then proceeds to say in her song that she's the devil, and then repeats the same claim later on by telling the Lord that she's a demon. She changed her profile picture to this bizarre image as well, but later removed it after experiencing a lot of backlash from her fans. Many did not see this coming from Doja Cat, but when I saw this picture of her at the fashion show in Paris, for those who have spiritual discernment, you could see that she had taken part in the humiliation ritual. Usually when an artist goes through a humiliation ritual, Satan will give them more relevancy. However, this relevancy can only be given if the artist promises to glorify Satan in their upcoming projects. I want to show you guys why humiliation in Satan's kingdom must come before the exaltation. We know that the demonic industry likes to copy everything from the Bible, but pervert it in their own sick theology. Jesus said in Matthew 23:12, "And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted." Now the same principles apply for the satanic kingdom, but instead of humbling yourself, you have to humiliate yourself before being exalted.
I care about the planet, but guess what? This pisses me off because this is a paper straw. Now this paper straw is going to fall apart and make your drink suck halfway through it, and it's going to start getting disgusting, right? But the thing that makes me mad about it is it came in a plastic cup with a plastic cover. This ratio must be 20-1. How about you give me a plastic straw and a paper cup, then we can help the planet and I can enjoy my drink.
Oh, So true. But logic isn't the point. The suffering is the point.
Eyes are useless when the mind is blind, and it's not possible for them to control you if you understand the game. And trust me, it's one big game that they're playing. So, they say this is the first camera ever invented in 1816. But there's one question that I really want to know. Who took the picture of the first camera? Now think about it. They tell us that they was the ones that invented everything, and this was the first camera. And another thing, they said that the old cameras couldn't pick up moving images, that you would have to stand still in the same place for sometimes 24 hours just to be picked up from the flash. Tell me how there's over 12 people holding the first camera. So is there another camera with another 12 people for 24 hours? It's all a game. These are the lies that we've been told to from when we was young, and we never question it. But trust me, once you have the eyes and you can see, it's just one big game.
Okay, here's another conspiracy theory. You've seen all the grainy footage of nuclear test blasts that
Sure.
with the mushroom clouds, and there are always these grainy things, and there's all these like little houses lined up and these little trees lined up, and it blows everything down. Yeah. Okay, so here's the question, right? So what happened? Okay, so this is great. Okay, you'll love this. So what happened to the camera?
You son of a bitch.
How is that happening yet the camera is like totally stable and fine?
Oh my god!
And by the way, and the film is fine. The radiation didn't cause any damage to the film.
Oh my god!
And by the way, okay, we'll do this one. We'll do the loop one more time here. Let's see the car.
The car's right behind the house. It just showed up.
Oh,
okay.
It just showed up.
So wait a minute. First of all,
it wasn't there.
First of all, where the car comes from?
Yeah. No car.
Second, does it really look like
car?
Does that look like a real car?
That's insane.
Is that a house, or is that like is that a 12-inch scale model?
What?
Right.
Oh, that does look fake.
Because also the camera didn't move at all either.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the smoke is too big. Watch when it hits. Like the volume, like the size of it, it looks small.
I mean, you
know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks like we're looking at something that's like a few inches tall.
If you watch like making of Star Wars, any of the any movies before CGI, whenever they do anything like that, it's always with these tiny models.
Yes. Yeah, this looks fake as shit.
Let's get another one. It's like, okay, what the camera's fine.
That's hilarious.
Oh, this is a good.
This is 999. What is your emergency?
Yeah, all good, thanks.
Hello?
No, I've just been out for a few drinks. Everything all right?
You're currently calling 999. Hello? Are you in danger in any way?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I see. I understand. Are you able to speak freely?
No, not right now. Sorry, Mum.
Okay. Where are you right now?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Can you see any street signs? Are you able to give me a location?
I don't know. There was an IKEA around here.
Okay.
Sorry, Mum. What were you saying?
That's a good landmark. Is there anything else that you can provide?
I think you left that at the house.
At the house?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I understanding it right that they're taking you to their house? Is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, Mum. I'm gonna have to let you go now, I think.
That's okay. Okay, we're still working on locating you, so don't worry, we'll be on our way.
All right, I will. Love you.
Hey, baby, you okay? Hey, what the fuck? Hey, mama, you need to call. Mama, call. You all right? You good?
Okay.
You straight? Huh?
All right, everybody sees me walking. I'm walking. Look. This plane isn't moving. It's not moving. But it sounds like it's moving.
Everybody knows something's up. Everybody knows. That is not normal. Everyone is looking up, wondering why the sky is split. Look. The sky is broken. And everybody knows something's fishy, don't you? It's fishy, ain't it?
You know, that's the first time I ever seen this.
That's right. It's fishy.
You believe in Atlantis,
Yes,
Joe
I
Rogan?
do. Yes, I do. I think it was a real place.
I was watching a thing recently, actually, about how they think that the Egyptians just found the pyramids and the Sphinx.
Well, for sure, this is what you can say for sure, because this gets people very upset. One thing is that for sure the Egyptians made it because it was in Egypt.
Okay.
Like, it's just different.
Yes,
different
sir.
era. I think what we're saying is they're people from a different era.
Yes, sir.
And so the amazing society that built the pyramids, whoever those people were, who knows what kind of civilization they had at that point.
Sure.
But they might have been far more advanced than us.
Sure.
Just in a different way.
Sure.
And for sure they knew how to move stone in a way we still don't understand.
Right.
We have no idea how the fuck they did that. No idea how they made 2,300,000 stones meet perfectly at the top and then covered in smooth limestone. It's fucking insane.
And channel energy.
Yeah, well,
and
it
like
feels...
and vibrate inside of the pyramid to channel fucking energy.
Who knows what they were doing when they built that?
It's crazy.
What's a piece of information that you learned that feels illegal to know?
If you buy an ATM and keep it in your room, you open up 100 bank accounts. Only the bank accounts that reimburse ATM fees. You get your debit card. All 100 of them, swipe them once a week. You set the ATM charge for $10. You're making $4,000 a month from 100 different banks. I'll do more credit ones because my other credit one went viral.
Ain't no way everyone here is a real person. Life is a simulation and a legitimate professor has proved it. James Gates, a theoretical physicist at MIT with 2 bachelor degrees and a PhD, found literal computer code embedded in the most fundamental building blocks of reality called strings. Now, string theory is a tough one, but I'm gonna break it down for you in a way that an 11-year-old would understand. So if you don't get this, hey, go back to grade 5, bro. Alright, so we got my boy Einstein's theory of general relativity, which is basically just a theory of everything big. Planets, gravity, the universe, all the way back to the Big Bang. Then we got the new kid in town, quantum physics. This is the theory of everything small, like particles, atoms, and molecules, where the general laws of physics like gravity don't apply anymore. The same is true the other way around. Quantum laws don't apply to regular-sized physics. So we got general relativity, everything big, and quantum physics, everything small. Like, yo, dig. But both of these realms have the same parent, the Big Bang, at which point everything that is now big used to be small. If the small can become big, then quantum and general relativity need some sort of theory that can unify them. That is string theory. What happens to the big when it's small? What happens when you zoom into an atom? You see protons and neutrons in the center with electrons all around it. Now, what about inside a neutron? Even smaller particles called quarks. So how deep does the scale go? Conventional science will tell you there's nothing inside these quarks. But string theory suggests there's a tiny filament or a string of pure energy that exists inside of them. And just like the string of a guitar vibrates and creates different sound based on its shape and tension, the strings in string theory vibrate. But instead of sound, they produce matter in the form of particles. This completely changes the way you look at the world. Every particle in the universe is just a string vibrating at a different frequency, and every vibrational pattern has its own associated particle. So if you break anything down far enough, we're all just energy vibrating at differing wavelengths to form matter. Although it's still just a theory, this would link general relativity to the quantum realm and form what is known as the theory of everything. Okay, yeah, cool. Now where is this computer code found? When Dr. James Gates took a look at a set of equations derived from string theory, he found binary code. Error correcting code used for compressing data on a computer. A sequence of ones and zeros, the same code that is used by popular search engines, which, according to him, who has a PhD in theoretical physics from MIT, doesn't just resemble computer code, it literally is computer code. Meaning, if we break matter and energy down far enough, we eventually find compressing computer code etched into the very fabric of reality. So, who wrote this code? Are we living in, dare I say, a simulation?
The Earth could be much bigger than we thought. Over the past few years, there has been ongoing debate regarding the Earth's shape, with some questioning whether it is round or flat. Although some speculate about the existence of conspiracy theories, imagine if there were more than just 7 continents. Some propose that Antarctica might actually be an enormous ice wall, concealing the existence of additional continents beyond it. Hypothetically, once someone manages to traverse this icy barrier, they might discover the presence of 20 hidden continents that have been shielded from our knowledge. These mysterious lands have sparked various theories, suggesting they could contain prehistoric creatures, extraterrestrial beings, and advanced civilizations. Furthermore, an intriguing concept proposes that the 7 continents we currently inhabit might be akin to a vast farm or corporate enterprise, owned and controlled by a small group of immensely wealthy families. These wealthy elites would supposedly originate from the enigmatic, undiscovered continents.
I've read every fucking theory on how they built those pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza has 2,300,000 stones in it. Some of them are they weigh between 2 and 80 tons. Some of them are cut from a quarry that's hundreds of miles away. These things point, that pyramid is shaped perfectly. Like, if you fucked up like a 1/4 inch there, a 1/2 inch here, by the time you get to the top, that thing's a mess. But meanwhile, it's not. It's perfect. It's also perfectly aligned to true north, south, east, and west. And they're not really sure how old it is. They think they date it to 2,500 BC, but that's just because of organic particles that they pulled from inside stones. But they also say that they probably could have sealed those stones and resealed those stones over time. You're dealing with like a gigantic mystery of unfathomable proportion.
The world around you is a lie, and the history of us has been covered up. We are the new population of the world, and a one-world, unified race of people used to exist all across. The Tartarians. They built all these buildings that you see, and they designed them in order to obtain the free energy from the atmosphere. No matter where you look, you'll find the same thing. People attribute that to design styles and architecture, and the story has been greatly falsified, most likely by artificial intelligence that we know nothing about. But it's clear that if you look around long enough, you'll see that there is much more to this story. What happened? If we did build these, how have we gone so far downhill? Why are the doorways so massive? Why are the old stories of giants being dug up from the ground? Many people say this is the millennial reign of Christ.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously ruin your life. This list shows all the conspiracy theories from the most normal ones we all know to the darkest of the dark that will change the way you literally see the world. And of course in this series we're going to be going from the top all the way down to the bottom. Come back, let's go for part 2. The Titanic didn't hit an iceberg. So we all know about the Titanic, of course, the really famous ship that sunk, and it's commonly believed that it hit an iceberg, but this might change your mind. This is mental. There was of course survivors of the Titanic, and a lot of them were interviewed. Not one of them mentioned anything about an iceberg. What's crazier is a few people did say that there was a fire. Interesting. Now go and look at this. Before the ship even set sail, you can see a burn area in the photo. And it's actually the engine and boiler room right there. And if there was a fire in there, that's not ideal. Now there's a couple of theories I'm going to talk about, but the first one was that it never even hit an iceberg at all. It was actually an inside job done by people such as the Rothschild family, which I will make a video on later in the series. Main theory that is very believable has something to do with this burn mark. Now the theory is there was a fire on the Titanic before it even set off, and this fire weakened the hull of the boat. Maybe there was an iceberg, but not as big as it's made out to be. It did hit this iceberg, and if there wasn't a fire, it would have been completely fine. Everyone would have just not even realised. But due to the hull and the ship already being weakened from the fire, That's what made it sink. I mean, that's a very believable theory. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And make sure you hit that follow button, because it's going to get crazier. Obviously.
Have you ever wondered why the Anunnaki are not mentioned in the Bible? The Anunnaki are known as ancient deities from Mesopotamian mythology, who supposedly created humans. However, there is no mention of them in the Bible. Some scholars believe that the reason the Anunnaki were not mentioned in the Bible is because the authors of the Bible were not aware of their existence. Others believe that the Anunnaki were deliberately omitted from the Bible by religious leaders. According to ancient texts, the Anunnaki were powerful beings who were able to live for thousands of years. They were known to have advanced technology and were revered as gods by the Sumerians. It's possible that the leaders of early Christianity did not want to acknowledge the existence of other powerful beings, as it could have threatened their own power and authority. Alternatively, it's possible that the stories of the Anunnaki were simply not included in the Bible because they did not fit with the narrative that early Christians were trying to create. Whatever the reason, the absence of the Anunnaki in the Bible is a mystery that continues to puzzle historians and scholars to this day.